Hi all, good morning. Today we are going to discuss about your fourth unit, that is pharmacokinetics. And this you have this basic considerations along with the compartment modeling, that is like one compartment model and other clarifications also. Today I will go with only the basic topic, that is what is compartment modeling first of all. Okay, today we'll see about what is a compartment model and what is a mathematical model. First of all, what all comes under this pharmacokinetic models, and its classification and the basic terminologies regarding this one. Okay, first I'll discuss about this mathematical model. And before going to all these, you know what is a dose and the dosage regimen, nothing but the frequency of administration for a particular drug. Okay, so pharmacokinetics, hope you all know this one. Pharmacokinetics, dynamics and all. Kinetics is the drug absorption, distribution, metabolism and excretion, and dynamics is what the drug does to the body and what this one does for this one. And apart from this, we have theoretical aspects along with experimental aspects also. Hope you know this earlier sessions of this one. And coming into detail with our basic graph and this BPPK, that is plasma drug concentration versus time profile. Hope you all know this basic drug versus concentrations and all. Here we have ADME phase, that is absorption, distribution, metabolism and post absorption phases and all. Here you can see this peak plasma concentration, nothing but C max, T max, AUC and all, maximum safe concentration, minimum effective concentration, this toxic levels, therapeutic levels, subtherapeutic levels, onset of actions. See, every drug comes under basic BCS classifications, that is biopharmaceutical classification system. Hope you all know this one. This biopharmaceutical classification system is the basic one for each and every drug, either it is entered into the market or it is an older one. Any drug comes under this BCS classification itself. So any drug which is under BCS system is again subclassified into this ADME upon its entering into the body. Okay, so taking this into consideration, we have this peak plasma concentration, that is Cmax, next Tmax and AUC. And peak plasma concentration, this is nothing but the administered dose at the rate of absorption along with rate of eliminations. And area under curve, I hope you know this one, which is respective with respect to that of this MRT, that is mean resident time. This MRT, AUC and AUMC is nothing but area under first moment curve. These all comes under this non-statistical parameters and other things. Hope this one also you have in your syllabus. So these all comes under pharmacokinetic parameters. And next is pharmacodynamic parameters. You can see this onset of time, duration of action, minimum effective concentration, maximum safe concentration and all. So these all intensity of action, drug actions and all, these all pharmacodynamic, what the drug does to the body. Okay, and coming to this one, we will be talking about this rate, what is rate and how many, first order reactions, second order, zero order reactions and all later. First of all, we will see what is a mathematical model and what is a compartment model. Okay, coming to the mathematical model, a model can be depicted as a mathematical one within the biological system in order to use this quantitative relationships. Okay, so quantitatively you can calculate it, that comes under mathematical models. And these are the collections of mathematical quantities, operations and relations which are together with their definitions. And these mathematical models are realistic and practical. In theoretical way we could not predict this one, only in a practical and realistic manner you can calculate or predict this mathematical models. And it is a hypothesis that employs mathematical terms to concisely describe quantitative relationships. Okay. See, mathematical models should contain validity, prediction ability, computability along with consistency of results. This is about mathematical models. This is less related to us, especially in your unit. Now we are bothered about this pharmacokinetic models, which is very much important either for your 2 marks or for your final, I mean, big answer questions also. And today we'll be seeing this compartment models. Okay, there are 3 types of compartment models. The first is like compartment pharmacokinetic models. Under that you have compartment models, physiological models, and non compartmental analysis. Okay, first, okay, coming to this compartment models, a compartment, it is nothing but a group of tissues with similar blood flow and drug affinity. That is, a compartment is physiologic and anatomic region. Considering, say for example, you can consider our body or a body organ as a compartment. Okay, and the compartment, it is the traditional and most widely used approach to pharmacokinetic characterization of a drug. And and assumptions, you can assume a compartment model under this first order kinetics, that is drug movement from one part to other part. Like that you can have your assumptions towards this compartment models. Okay, these compartments again, they can be arranged either series means and parallel. These can be arranged in a series manner or parallel arrangements also. Okay, so now we'll go with the rate. Now what is rate, what are rate constants, and what are order of reactions. Okay, so the rate is nothing but the rate of a process or the rate of a reaction or the process of a reaction, we call it as rate. And order of reactions is nothing but the concentration of the drug which influences the rate processes. Okay. And if you consider drug A and drug B, the rate of forward reactions is minus dA by dt. This is a common one which we are getting from past years. And the basic equation will be like dC by dt is equal to minus Kcn. And zero order kinetics, we have zero order, first order and second order, out of which zero and first order are more prominently used. And zero order means you should have a whole definition like it is independent of concentration. That is the basic definition for zero order. Hope you all know about this order of reactions in your earlier sessions. So the rate of reaction will not have any influence on the concentration either by increasing or by decreasing the reactants. So the same you can see here. The zero order process whose rate is independent of concentration of drug undergoing the reaction. That is, the rate of a reaction cannot be increased further by increasing the concentrations. It is stable. Okay, that is steady state concentration. See, in BPPK, that is biopharmaceutics and pharmacokinetics, you need to have only the basic what we call like terminologies to your tips. First is ADME. Second is like what is like clearance, what is apparent volume of distribution, and in clearance what type of clearance you have, and in excretions, renal or non-renal. See, all these topics you need to have in your tips so that you could correlate to what topic you are dealing about and where to start with. Okay, hope you understand what I am saying. And BPPK is entirely related with the earlier graph what we have seen in the starting session. That is like the up curve, nothing but this ADME curve, absorption curve, pre-absorption, absorption sites, and post-absorptive sessions, along with onset, duration of action, and time of action along with this one. Okay. I told you already, half-life, apparent volume of distribution, clearance, all these should be on your tips. So half-life, you know already, the time period required for the concentration of the drug to decrease by 1/2 of its nature. That is the half-life. T half is equal to C naught by 2 into K naught. Okay, so examples you can note it down here for your zero order. And coming to this first order reactions or first order kinetics, the rate is always directly proportional to the concentration. Okay, so directly independent of concentration is zero order, dependent and also directly proportional to concentration is first order. Okay, so greater the concentration, faster the reaction. If you eat more, you can run fast. And if you for the zero order, you can have the basic example like if whatever capacity you have, till that limit only you can eat. Okay, more than that you could not. That is zero order. So independent on concentration. You could not have more bulkiness in your stomach. But here it is related to your rate constants. Okay. And this rate constant is always dependent in nature. Okay. So apart from this, this is first order. You have seen already. This is semi-logarithmic and Cartesian plots depending upon the half-life and all. And mixed order, that is non-linear pharmacokinetics or non-linear kinetics, that is first order and zero order kinetics. This is also again dose dependent kinetics, which is non-linearities like that can be observed regarding this ADME phenomena. Okay, and these all are not that much important. And commonly we'll be talking about variables if you go for statistical and mathematical calculations, especially in this order of reactions like mixed orders or first order or second order or zero order. Whenever you calculate the semi-logarithmic plots. Okay, so independent variables and dependent variables. You can have independent variables, it is not affected by any other parameters. Example, time waits for none. So that is the best example for independent variables. And dependent variables which changes the which will be having not that of independent variables. For example, plasma drug concentrations. If you have a 500 mg of drug, regarding according to that only you will be having the plasma drug concentrations. Okay, so earlier we have discussed this pharmacokinetic models. You have seen it earlier, that is compartment models, physiological, independent models and non-compartmental analysis. Okay. Here you can see compartment models, that is mammillary model and quaternary model, down it is not there, and physiological models, perfusion limited and rate limited and distributed parameter model. Okay, and in model independent approaches we have non-compartmental analysis. Okay, and a model is nothing but a hypothesis that employs mathematical terms which gives the quantitative relationships. See, we were talking about quantitative, not qualitative. Qualitative comes in your analytical part, while quantitative comes in our sutical parts. Okay, so applications, you please note it down for your 2 marks answers. And these all we have seen it now itself. Compartment models, which are also called as empirical models, and physiological models along with distributed models. Okay, mammillary model and quaternary model. I'll go directly with the diagrams. Okay, see now mammillary model, here you can see this one. We can divide our body into many compartments. Say for example, first compartment, second compartment and third compartment, say for example. Okay, so first assumption is model 1, that is first compartment, that is 1 compartment model, 2 compartment model, 3 compartment model. One, see ma, any drug or any food, say for example, if we take orally or any other things, if we eat, we are ready to defecate or we are ready to have our urine or feces usually. The same way, any drug, if it is absorbed, surely it should get eliminated. Okay, so that is the basic phenomena. Usually 0, 1 and 1, 0 is nothing but it is nothing but like what we call like reversible processes. Sometimes see, after getting into our body, it is reversible, drug phenomena and everything, and after going out of our body, that is after excretion, it is irreversible. So you can see the two what we call like arrows starting after ingestion. That is say for example, for model 2 you can consider it 0, 1 is after ingestion and 1, 0 is single extravascular models, open models. If we go for open model in K12 and K21, that is reversible process can occur, especially in intravenous administrations. Okay, and model 4 you can go like first compartment and second compartment. Ka, usually Ka is represented for absorption kinetics, and Ke, small e, is related to elimination kinetics. Okay, so all these absorption and elimination phenomena are called as compartment models. Usually in our general day to day language we call them as compartment models. Okay, here in model 4 you can observe open model extravascular. See, extravascular, intravenous, injectable sessions. Okay, extravascular is nothing but tablet. Whenever we take a tablet, usually in our language we call it as oral, but in pharmacokinetic language we call it as extravascular administration. Intravascular or intravenous, it is like injections. Best example is penicillins and all. Okay, or other things. Okay, and model 5, you can see 3 compartment open model intravenous. And next for 6th model you can see 3 compartment models extravascular administration. For any drug you can have this intravenous and extravascular. Apart from these we have this intramuscular or subcutaneous. These all are again secondary parameters regarding this half-life and all. Okay, the basic assumptions or basic conclusions of basic compartment models are extravascular and intravenous open model and other things. Okay, hope you are getting my points. And next is this is mammillary model, and next I told you in the compartment modeling itself we have quaternary models. So this is quaternary model. One is in series and one is in parallel. That is in parallel connections, and this is in series and series connections. Okay. K01 to K10. K10. I mean, we could not say it as K10. We should say it as K10. I was sorry, I have pronounced it in a wrong way. Actually, K10 and K01. That is the way you have to pronounce it, because it is an elimination phenomena. So K01 is absorption part and K10 is elimination part. The same thing you can see with 1 compartment models and 2 compartment models also. I mean 2 to 3 and 1 to 2 also. One is K12 and here in the reversible you can see like at K21, and 2 to 3 K13 and K31, like that. Okay, and apart from this compartment models we have physiological models. Here you can see this physiological model: arterial blood and venous blood, that is IV dose along with elimination parameters. This topic you have in your textbook also, ma. For keen reference you can please go through this one. Okay, and I have lost somewhere else. Okay, you can, I think all have this Brahmanka textbook, right? So you please follow that Brahmanka textbook. That is actually MPharm related, this one, which is very much useful for you. So we were here in this gut to liver and kidneys to highly perforated tissues. HPT is highly perforated tissues like many livers and other things. Okay, so here in the physiological models you can, again it is categorized into 2 types: perfusion rate related and diffusion limited. Okay, and this is statistical moment theory, that is non-compartment analysis, which is model independent method. Here you can see earlier we have discussed, right, MRT, that is mean resident time, that is AUMC by AUC, and AUMC is area under first moment curve and AUC is area under second moment curve, or area under zero moment curve, sorry. Okay, so these are the different types of mammillary models and quaternary models and physiological models along with mathematical models. And coming to its estimation, we'll talk it in our next session. Here you can see this one, AUC, AUMC, and this comes under your 2 marks. I hope you understand this is your 2 marks, and in your 2 marks you will be asking like this: write a note on statistical moment theory. Then you have to write this slide along with this diagram. Okay, non-compartmental analysis is also called as statistical moment theory, under which you need to explain MRT along with AUC and AUMC. Okay, along with this Keene graph. And here you can see this trapezoids. Hope you know what is a trapezoid. You have determinations regarding this BPPK, especially this plasma drug concentrations and all, that is AUCs. AUC can be calculated by using trapezoid methods or paper cutting methods and all. That one it will, you will be coming in your practical sessions. This is AUC. Here you can see the blocks. Under this AUC you can see the blocks, that individual blocks parameter can be estimated and analyzed separately. That one we call it as trapezoid. We can call it as trapezoid models. Okay, so this is the basic considerations or introduction towards your pharmacokinetics and compartment modeling. And in our next session we'll go with one compartment open model and intravenous bolus administrations and extravascular and many other things. Okay, hope you got my sessions. Okay, thank you so much. I'll meet you as soon. Okay, yeah.